China issued a sharp warning to Japan on Wednesday, urging Tokyo to retract what it called erroneous remarks on the Taiwan region and to stop interfering in China's internal affairs. The statement came from Zhang Han, spokesperson for China's State Council Taiwan Affairs Office, during a press conference in Beijing.
This year marks the 80th anniversary of the victory of the Chinese People's War of Resistance against Japanese aggression, the 80th anniversary of Taiwan's restoration to China, and also the 82nd anniversary of the Cairo Declaration. The series of international legal documents, including the Cairo Declaration, are major outcomes of the World Anti-Fascist War. From the perspective of international law, these documents explicitly define China's sovereignty over Taiwan and constitute an important component of the post-war international order. Complying with these relevant provisions is an international legal obligation that Japan must bear. The erroneous remarks made by Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi on Taiwan interfere in China's internal affairs, send a wrong signal to Taiwan's separatist forces, and undermine peace and stability across the Taiwan Strait. We urge the Japanese side to deeply reflect on its historical guilt, retract the erroneous remarks, stop interfering in China's internal affairs, take concrete actions to strictly observe the One China principle, and honor its political commitments to China.
The diplomatic friction erupted after Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi said that any use of force by mainland China against Taiwan could pose a survival-threatening situation for Japan. She made the comments earlier this month during a session of the Japanese Diet, immediately drawing criticism from Chinese officials and segments of Japan's own political circles. Responding to a media query, Zhang said Japan was ignoring key post-World War II international legal documents, including the Cairo Declaration, which outlined the return of territories taken by Japan, including Taiwan, after the war. She emphasized that these documents form an essential part of the post-war international order and that Japan is legally obligated to uphold them. Zhang highlighted that this year marks several significant historical milestones. 80 years since the victory in the Chinese People's War of Resistance against Japanese aggression. 80 years since Taiwan's restoration to China. 82 years since the signing of the Cairo Declaration. She said Japan must reflect on its historical guilt and avoid actions that contradict these long-standing commitments. Beijing accused Prime Minister Takaichi's remarks of interfering in China's internal affairs, sending the wrong signal to what it calls Taiwan separatist forces and undermining peace and stability across the Taiwan Strait. Zhang insisted Japan must take concrete actions to honor the One China principle, which Tokyo formally acknowledged when normalizing ties with Beijing in 1972. Japan has not yet issued a new official response to China's latest remarks, but Tokyo has consistently argued that regional security, including developments in the Taiwan Strait, directly affects Japan's national defense environment, especially given its proximity to Taiwan and the presence of US military forces. The confrontation adds another layer to the already complex China-Japan relationship. Tensions have risen in recent years over maritime disputes, military activity in the East China Sea, and Japan's deepening security cooperation with the United States. Analysts say any escalation in cross-strait tensions will continue to pull Japan, China, and the US into sharper strategic competition. Beijing has reiterated that any foreign intervention in Taiwan issues will face a resolute head-on blow. As the region watches closely, the diplomatic dispute highlights how sensitive cross-strait issues remain, and how easily remarks from either side can trigger geopolitical pushback.